Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the virtual Talladega Super Speedway for tonight's round 2 of the Dega Pros Little Guys Series. You're watching live on PGR eSports. My name is Dawson Wise. I'll be bringing you all the action for 50 laps of racing tonight as round 2 gets on the racetrack. 4 races to go in the regular season in Season 5 of the Little Guys Series. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Qualifying is still on the racetrack. We got a few guys still making up their lap times. I think 3 or 4 still on the speedway, so we'll allow those guys to qualify a bit later than expected, a little bit longer qualifying session than expected, but hey, we're going to race nonetheless. No matter what time it is, no time is too late for Little Guys Series racing here on PGR eSports again. So thankful that you've decided to join me here tonight on PGR eSports as we bring you 50 laps of action at the Talladega Super Speedway. I'll be joined by my broadcast partner Matthew Baker here shortly. He'll be in a little bit. As he'll jump into booth with us and call the race as normal. For now, flying solo for you. We'll intro him when he is able to make his way into the broadcast booth. For now, it is just me up here, and boy, what a crazy couple of weeks it's been across all the money racing, but really now that this series is back underway as well. A crazy one last week as PGR's Brock Westmoreland opened his season with a bang and got to victory lane, the first guy to lock into the championship race. We'll give you an idea of the standings here as well as we get through week number 1. Brock Westmoreland obviously wins. He is in, so that means the technical points leader, if you will, is Ron Morris Jr. Currently sits above the point standings. A point behind him, Joe Huerta for KSR. I'm not sure he made the field tonight after his third place finish last week. He's not showing up on our timing and scoring. But he's got a good start to his year as well. Zach Range is going to be your third place truck in points as he is tied with Joe Huerta, actually, for the second spot. Fourth is Richard Elliott. Fifth, Dustin Carruthers. And then going on down, so the guys that we locked in, Jack Hignite, Nathan Rostisel, Logan York, Steve Sizemore, Ash Brambilla, Chris Carter, Devin Ray, Trevor Osborne, Denny Barnes, and Sean Corbett would be the drivers locked into the season. Ended tonight. A lot of guys looking for big nights. A lot of guys in the field now. Either for the first time or for the first time in a while, for the first time this season. I know Christian Martinez is back in the field tonight. In the 34 in your timing and scoring, will be the 1 on the side of the truck. I know he is back in the field. Aubrey Thompson is back in the field tonight as well. He'll show us the 32 on timing and scoring when he gets on the racetrack. Wesley Lynch in the field tonight in the 33, his first start in the Little Guys Series as he makes his way onto the speedway. Mitch Regatas in the 9, he'll make his first start. Jacob Fears is on the racetrack tonight as well in the 31 on your timing and scoring. So several guys making their first starts. First start of the season for Tyler Vickery, I believe. And Tyler, if you're watching back the broadcast, my fault if that's this is not your first race, but to my knowledge it is. So he's on the racetrack as well. Big field tonight. Upwards of 33 trucks, I believe actually 32, have made the trip to the high banks of Talladega. It is going to be a good one. I'm so glad that you've joined me, and we are ready to get on the grid for the first time. Qualifying is done. It's over with. It's time to race and get down to business. Who's going to be the second winner in the Dega Pros Little Guys Series in season number 5? Grid coming up on your screen now. On the pole for KSR, Ryan Bass in the 73, a man who really desperately could use a win in this series. The bad luck train has struck the KSR group after last week. They could use the win. He'll start on pole position. To his outside will be a winner from last season, one of our championship drivers, Logan York in the 01. He'll start from the outside of row number 1. Row 2, KSR's Dustin Carruthers in the 10. He'll start from 3rd. Heat Jove of Hyper Motorsports. He'll start from the 4th position. Row 3, Aubrey Thompson in the 32. And the most recent McCullough Motorsports winner, Kenny Stamper. How about that win for him last night here on PGR eSports? He'll start from the 6th position, the boss man at KSR. Row 4, there's Christian Martinez in the 34. He'll start from 7th. Ron Morris Jr., your points leader, he'll start from the 8th position. In row 5, rounding out the top 10, J.R. Miller for Team PGR in the 78. Danny Barnes in the 7 for Hyper. Row 6, it'll begin with Nash Brambilla for Team PGR in the 23, with Mark Von Dell to his outside. There's Wesley Lynch in 13th, with David Sheets in 14th for McCullough Motorsports. Row 8, Jack Hignite in the 07, flanked to his outside by Tim White in the 239. Row 9, Richard Elliott in the 02. He'll start from 17th with Zach Range in the 043. Our third place driver in points, he'll start from the 18th position. Rounding out the top 20, Trevor Osborne for KSR in the 89. And Michael Menchaca is on the racetrack tonight in the 61. He'll start from 20th. Row 11, Jared Haynes in the 16. He'll roll from 21st. Nathan Rostisel, a new addition to Team PGR. He'll roll from 22nd. Row 12, Mark Math in the 199. He'll roll from 23rd. Mitch Regatas, the newcomer, will roll from the 24th position. Jacob Fears, a guy who's started to make his name known a little bit in PGR on Thursday nights. He's going to venture into Monday nights as well. He'll start from 25th. And Tuesday night Thunder driver William Schwindenhammer, he'll start from 26th tonight, 5 spots back of his teammate. Row 14, it'll be Michael Clay in the 12. Brock Westmoreland, last week's winner, in the 4. Will start 28th, rounding out the top 30. Tyler Vickery in the 124, and Thomas Parker in the 51 for KSR. Last 2 cars in the field tonight, 31st Joey Galati in the 27, and 32nd will be Tucker McClendon in the 00. 32 have made the trip. That means that it is going to be a crazy one here at Talladega. It's going to be awesome. I'm so glad that you've decided to spend your time with us live on PGR eSports as we get you set for another round of little guys racing. Ryan Bass going to lead the KSR train here at the front. What can they do tonight? The bad luck train struck them late last week. Can they get it all back tonight? Can they get into victory lane for the first time this season? Will Logan York go to victory lane here on a Monday night yet again? Heath Jobe, he's looked good the last couple weeks across all different promotions. Can he go to victory lane tonight? How about Dustin Carruthers, the winningest driver in the history of this series? Can he go back to victory lane? A lot of KSR trucks here, 3 in the top 6 as we get you ready to go under the green flag. Aubrey Thompson raced in the championship race last season. Let's see what he can do as well on the inside of row number 3. A lot of great storylines throughout this field. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I'll be joined by Matthew Baker here in just a little while as he is running a little bit behind, but hey, life comes first. He's going to be up here with me in just a few moments on the microphone, helping me call all 50 laps, and right on time as we get ready to go with half a lap until green. He'll join me now. We'll give him a second to get set up, and then we'll intro him into the race shortly after the green flag. As the field is in turns 3 and 4 for the first time, we are getting ready to go under the green flag. 50 laps in the Dega Pros Little Guys Series, round 2 of 5 in the regular season. What a race last week was, a chaotic one. And Brock Westmoreland, he can kick his feet up on the desk. His work is done until the championship race. With his win last week, he is locked in who will get the job done tonight, and join him in that really relaxed pool of drivers for the next 4 weeks. Ryan Bass, Logan York will bring the field off turn number 4, 32 strong, ready to get him under full song at Talladega Superspeedway. The pace truck is down, and the field is in the hands of the KSR driver, the 73 of Ryan Bass. The field works its way into the tri-oval, and we are ready to get this one underway. We await the green flag from the flagman standing high atop the flag stand, and here we go. Thank you so much for joining us. You know what time it is. It's Little Guy Night in America. Green flag is in the air. We're racing at Talladega. Well, you saw that moment for Ryan Bass, so right as I talk about the bad luck, it strikes him again here. Now, luckily for him, this pack back behind the leaders is very, very disorganized, so he'll be able to catch on to the draft, most likely one of these cars running towards the tail end of the field. Lap 1 going to be led by Logan York, Dustin Carruthers. As the field down very disorganized, I will bring in my broadcast partner, Matthew Baker. And Baker, a fun one already, as Chaos already striking at the front of the field. Logan York says, I want no part of it. I'm going to the back.
Yeah, and, on that restart, we didn't catch it off of that restart. There was a big stack up in the top lane. Push back Brock Westmoreland. He got collected. Thomas Parker and Tucker McClendon. 3 trucks already with big, heavy front-end damage off of the green flag. Not even across the start-finish line.
Man, and no fast repair tonight either. Brutal break for those guys. Now, Brock, obviously a little bit less for him, considering he's already locked in. But for those other two, man, that's a really tough way to start tonight's race number 2. It's split up this front of the field. It's about, let's see, back to Logan York, Michael Menchaca, about 17 here in the lead draft. Everybody else is trailing behind. Man, more contact. Heath Jobe, Aubrey Thompson come together. Kenny Stamper, Ron Morris in pursuit on the top side. Lap 3 on the board, and these guys are as racy as ever. I thought after last week maybe they'd come in and say, hey, we need to calm it down, but, man, these guys showing no restraint so far, banging doors, pushing really hard. And the third lane's already starting to get cooked back there around Zach Range as the field works its way down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Zach Range been in the middle of a lot of Twitter beef this week. I don't know if you've been checking it, but I've been watching this past week. He is making headlines in iRacing. He's trying to get up to the front. Go check him out on his Twitch, Zach Range 43, probably streaming right now. He's got the topside Berkham with Richard Elliott for BAR and Logan York right with him. But a truck that I'd like to see out here. Oh! Mark Vondell gets tapped towards the bottom lane. They save it. Great save from Vondell. But on the truck I'm watching here tonight is Aubrey Thompson, one of my teammates in the Little Dog, Big Dog series. Haven't been able to run in the past couple weeks, but love that paint scheme on his truck. And he's a really, really patient driver. You know, he won the American 500 with McCullough Motorsports Racing, and he's a really, really good racer out here. One of the better
trouble at the back. Sorry to cut you off, Baker,
racing.
but David Sheets is around at the back of this field. He's come to a stop on the apron. Oh, man, now he's going to plant it in the inside wall. Oh, man, big trouble. And the night might be over already for David Sheets. That's a really tough break. He got turned back there around that Mark Vondell group. We'll go back if we get a chance under a yellow flag to perhaps take a look at that incident, but man, a tough break for several guys. Already four trucks pretty much out of the race, and we're not even 5 laps into this one yet. This is working out well for the guys up top, and that's led by Zach Range, and that's because, man, all the guys in the middle have either gone to the bottom or gotten wrecked here in the early going. Lap 5 on the board. Big push. Man, that was a tough moment there between Stamper and Heath Job.
Yeah, I don't know if David Sheets really had a problem there or what happened, but just unfortunate for him. Ends his day. He's already Alta Ford out of this, so you won't be seeing him anymore. Back up front, good side-by-side action all throughout this field, trying to get everyone caught back up to the lead draft, but just excited for another week here racing the Little Gas Series.
Range Elliott still working the top side. Stamper, Morris, and now Danny Barnes. Logan York trailing alongside of the middle lane. Everybody else is on the bottom. Job, Thompson, Carruthers, Miller, Brambilla, Vondell, now York, Wesley Lynch, Tim White, Michael Menchaca. That's the cars in the lead draft. 15 already in the lead draft, and everybody else behind them is losing time. Jack Hignite in that group not going anywhere fast. They're already losing time, and that is all, I believe, most of the KSR entries besides the team owner, Kenny Stamper. So not a good start for the KSR boys. They're going to have to get it together back there and get it together in a hurry. Not sure what's going on back here, but they are losing time back here on the 124, the 89 and company. And, man, this group is going to run away from them, and that would be a huge sigh of relief for this group up front.
Yeah, you saw 32 entries on the list. You thought it was going to be 32 trucks all packed together like we usually see, but they split up pretty early with the checkup there. Oh, Aubrey Thompson up the track just a little bit. Indicated the Stamper to pass the lap car of Thomas Parker. He will go a lap down. Heavy front-end damage for him. See if he can tuck up to the draft, but Kenny Stamper. Oh!
Trouble! Brambilla. Carruthers hard into the outside wall, and the big one's going to strike in the tri-oval. Several cars involved. Huge hits here, and multiple trucks are going to see their night's end. And now, here comes Ryan Baste. He hits Brambilla. Parker's in it as well, and this is half the field at least here in the tri-oval, and this is a lot of nights over on lap 7.
Oh my goodness, the arc braking was hilarious there. I don't know who that was that cleaned out Dustin Carruthers, but geez, I mean, that is one of the worst arc brakes I've ever seen.
Well, let's try to figure out where this one started, up by Nash Brambilla. Let's go back, get a better look at what started this one. As they came into the trial, J.R. Miller running alongside, and it's going to start, I believe, in the middle. Watch J.R. Miller. You see that gray and blue truck? Man, not clear at all. Comes up across Nash Brambilla. Man, friendly fire for Team PGR. He turns Brambilla down. Zach Range gets a piece of it. But, man, look at this hit right here for Dustin Carruthers. Bang, into the outside wall. Him and Richard Elliott both. And now watch as these guys come flying in. Wesley Lynch gets involved. A couple others, like Logan York is involved. Look at this right here. Oh, my goodness, a massive hit. That's the 16 of Jared Haynes.
Just does not slow down.
There's a couple more trucks in here. We'll try to get some numbers. That's the 61. We'll get a number for you here in a moment. Not sure exactly which truck that is. I'm not even seeing a 61 on my timing and scoring. But that's Michael Menchaca, Tim White, there's the 239. Wesley Lynch in the 33. And look at Baste. Ryan Baste comes in here well after the wreck is over. Trevor Osbornoff gets hit by his teammate. Ryan Baste hits Nash Brambilla. Jack Hignite's involved. I mean, this is a lot of the field already. I mean, this is barely not even 10 laps in, and this is probably 15 trucks that have severe damage. Let's see if we can get a better look at it here. There we go. There's a pretty good angle right here looking straight on. Coming off turn 4 And here you go. Here it is. Nash Brambilla, J.R. Miller. Watch as J.R. tries to get up behind Nash, and, man, the gap is not there. And as they come back down, this is going to be calamity because the second pack that we were just talking about, and you see Carruthers here. Watch this hit to the outside wall. Oh, my goodness. Big hit for Carruthers. Mark Vondell's going to get collected in it. You see JR going for a slide through the grass. There's the Menchaca machine. Oh, man. Jared Haynes. And Michael Clay as well.
Sorry to cut you off. It looks like we do have a fast repair here.
Oh, well. It's a good thing for these 15 trucks that just wrecked because a lot of them have night-ending damage. I mean, Dustin Carruthers' truck, I don't even know if he got it back to pit road.
Yeah, that was unbelievable, the hits that were taken there. I can't believe that you didn't see any braking from Jared Haynes or the truck behind him.
Take one more look at it here. So we apparently do have a fast repair. So, that's... Normally we wouldn't, and we'd be down to about 15 trucks without damage here in the field. But with a fast repair, we're going to be able to keep everybody still in the race. Man, look at... Man, I see the move that JR is making. It's a move you commonly see here in these trucks where you're trying to get in that small gap, and, man, he just completely misjudged. And now watch some of these hits. Carruthers outside wall. Richard Elliott outside wall. And now watch as these guys just pile in with no regard. Watch Jared Haynes. He's going to come in from the bottom of your screen right there. Oh, my goodness. Look at Michael Clay as well. Good grief. They're like bowling pins in the trial. Well, these guys that were stopped are completely get bowled over by the cars on rushing, mainly the 33 and the 61. And, man, there's some big hits. We'll go right quick. We'll go get a couple onboards here. We'll go Dustin Carruthers first. And then we'll probably go to the 61 of Menchaca after that. I just want you to understand some of these hits these guys are taking. Let's go take a look here from the onboard with Dustin Carruthers in the 10. You're riding on board with the KSR entry. Brace yourself for these hits. Oh, man. Oh, the engine expired. You heard the engine go on Carruthers' machine, so I'll go on board with Menchaca as well. He was able to keep his truck going. He's behind the wreck. Now watch this. He's on the brakes. Oh, man. Bumped around like bumper cars in the tri-oval. And, again, guys, lucky that we have a fast repair because that could have easily ended some nights on lap 9. Lucky for a couple of those guys, they're going to be able to stay in this race somehow, some way. So we'll get ready to go back under the green flag for the second time. Ron Morris, Kenny Stamper on the front row. Heath Jobe, Danny Barnes, the teammates on row 2. Aubrey Thompson, Trevin Osbornoth on row number 3. Row 4, Nathan Rossisel, Tyler Vickery, a pair of teammates there as well. And then on row 5, Tim White and Michael Menchaca. And again, we'll give you an update on some of these wrecked cars. So there is a fast repair. So, pardon me, I'm used to there not being one. There is one apparently tonight. So the car is able to keep on going. Zach Range, Jared Haynes, Christian Martinez had a problem earlier. He's able to stay in it. Michael Menchaca, Tim White, Wesley Lynch, a couple of others as well. J.R. Miller, Mark Vondell, Michael Clay, Jack Hignite, Logan York, Nash Brambilla, all able to keep it going. Dustin Carruthers is able to keep it going as well, but he is a couple of laps down because his engine expired. Ryan Baste is multiple laps down. He's in 30th. Same with Richard Elliott. He is in 31st. David Sheets has called it a night here on lap number 9. So his night is done after that wreck we saw earlier in the evening. So one car out, everybody else still on the racetrack, but a lot of fast repairs just got used. So I certainly imagine it would be a more cautious race from here on out. We'll have to wait and see because these guys don't tend to listen to what I have to say. So here we go again. Pace car is down. Let's try this one more time. Ron Morris and Kenny Stamper, imagine telling these boys, hey, let's calm down a little bit. Let's get some laps in before we decide to wreck up some more trucks. And here we go once more. As Ron Morris, Kenny Stamper bring the field back into the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. Morris, Stamper onto the races. The bottom gets going. Ron Morris, can he get some help before he gets to turn 1?
Dick Ryan Base coming off pit road. He was able to get his fast repair, get back out on the track. He's just now off pit road. He'll be 1 lap down, coming to 2 laps down once they catch him. First car lap down, though, looking like it's going to be Dustin Carruthers trying to get a spot. You see Heath Jobe jump up to the top. He's going to get a big shot from Kenneth Stamper, with Trevor Osbornoth trailing behind him. Big push down the Alabama gang, super stretch. You see Heath Job jumped down to the bottom, right in front of Ron Morris Jr. Here comes a big shot. Oh, a little bit. Oh, man.
Oh, more trouble. Here we go again. Another big wreck at the front. This one's going to be Job, Osborne, and others. Martinez, Range, and others involved in another crash that's going to commit some big damage. Heath Job going to get the worst of this one now. Lucky for everybody else. I think this confined itself to about 4 cars. Tucker McClendon, he's back here. Looks like he just came to a stop. A couple of others look like they came to a stop as well. Martinez looks to be okay. It's really the only car with any heavy amount of damage here is going to be Heath Job. Let's go back and take another look at what happened here. It was right at the front of the field. And Ron Morris is running second in line. You see how far up he's already come up. Let's see if we can get a little bit better angle of this. That's not any better. Let's go up top then with the chopper. And look at how high up Ron Morris is. Let's see. Does he get a shot here from Aubrey Thompson? Job drops down. This is, again, pretty common move. Offset. Oh, man. Did Ron check up? Maybe get a shot there from Aubrey? He might have. Oh, and then some net code with a 76 and a 30. You see that there. And, again, I have no idea how this confined itself to about 4 cars to the front, but these guys, I thought they were going to shoot back down the track off the wall. Luckily, for the rest of the field, I think, Menchaca gets turned there by Mark Math. Looks like everybody's okay there. Oh, no, Mark Math gets turned. So, too, does Martinez. Math's going to collect himself in the outside wall area right there. He bounces off the safer barrier. Looks like the 28 got involved in that one as well. We'll go back, take another look. I want to see also what happened behind this with the 1 of Christian Martinez and the 43 of Zach Range. So we can get a little better camera angle here and see. Watch out the back of this wreck. Let's go back around.
Oh, man, wrecking on pit road now.
Area. Oh, man. Well, we'll take a look at that in a second as well. So you're watching behind the incident. It's happening up in front. And as Range comes down off the speedway, not clear of Martinez. Oh, man, more trouble behind them. That's the Joey Galati machine. He gets turned off the bumper of the 9 of Mitch Regatas, the first-timer. He gets in the back of Joey Galati. Now, luckily for them, looks like everybody else was able to come to a stop. Man, big-time wreck avoidance there. J.R. Miller, Mark Math. J.R., oh, man, that was about as close as you can get for J.R. Miller, and that's a guy that just got in the last wreck. Let's take one more look up front with the Heath Job, Trevor Ostronoff portion of this incident before we go see what happened on pit road. Let's see if we can find a decent camera here to kind of show you everything that happens once we go from the blimp. And it's another big hit. I mean, Heath Job, you were bracing for it right here on the replay. And, man, big hit right there for Job up off the ground. Osbornoff up off the ground as well. Now, I don't think he got as much damage. And, man, Jared Haynes, again, he gets in the back of Wesley Lynch. And that's what triggers the wreck involving Mark Math. So, Jared Haynes in the 16 again. You see Math off to the left side of your screen. Martinez spins right there in the middle of your screen. This is 4 wrecks in 1. Now, let's go see if we can figure out what happened on pit road. I'm not even really sure who wrecked on pit road, but let's...
Tim White and Michael Menchaca, possibly.
Let's go up here. This was coming to pit road under the caution just a few moments ago while we were watching a replay. And, yeah, there it is right there. Menchaca drives across the nose of Tim White, trying to get into his pit box. And those two come together. Well, goodness, this is certainly a very chaotic start to tonight's race. Already 12 laps into this one and already 2 intense cautions. Couple big hits. Now, this one not nearly as big as the last one, but this one is going to put Heath Job behind the 8 ball. Now, he was able to keep rolling and get it to pit road, and he has been able to stay on the lead lap as well. So, Heath Job going to be A-OK, at least for the time being. And we will re-rack the field for you. It is Aubrey Thompson leading the way. It is William Schwindenhammer, the Tuesday Night Thunder driver. He's running second in the 17. Row 2, Nathan Rostisel for PGR. Kenny Stamper looking for back-to-back wins on back-to-back nights. What a streak that would be for Kenny Stamper. Row 3, Danny Barnes and Tyler Vickery. Row 4, Tim White, J.R. Miller. And row 5, Heath Job and Joey Galati. And, I mean, I'm looking through the field, and, I mean, we've got I mean, at least 10, 12, 14 guys just off the top of my head that I know have already used their fast repair. With 38 laps to go, what do these guys have to do? What do they have to kind of tell each other here to get each other to calm down, to get each other to race a little bit cleaner with still 37 laps to go in this race?
Yeah, I don't really can tell these guys anything. They're going to go out there and race 3 wide as soon as we get into turn 2. Coming into turn 3, I mean, it's going to be balls to the wall all the time with these guys. I don't think they really settle down for anything. They don't usually race with a fast repair, and they race just as aggressive. Just some of these pushes have been a little bit offset. Some people up front not making the decisions they need to, and it's really piling up the field. We had that separation of about 15 cars. If they could see that separation again, I think they would single file out, try and get to the end of the race. But right now, it's just all gas, no brakes.
Let's try this again. 37 laps to go. Still, they're not even close to halfway. We're down to already a 2-stop race in terms of pit strategy. And you can see how many guys have come back to pit road that are not going to make it on one stop, but hey, nothing to lose coming back to pit road a second time with the way this race is going. Back into the trial again, Aubrey Thompson, William Schwindenhammer now on the front row. Let's try this one more time. Third restart of the night already on lap number 14. Green flag is back in the air. And will these guys calm it down at all? Off towards the banking in turn number 1. And William Schwindenhammer, a problem on the 17. He's got to bail out. Heads up move there by the Air Force machine to get out of the way before something else was triggered at the front. Kenny Stamper's going to have a lot of help up his rib bumper in the form of Tyler Vickery and J.R. Miller, the teammates.
Yeah, I knew that Stamper was going to black flag there. He got it cleared. Schwindenhammer just moving out of the way with the problem there. Got his black flag cleared for Kenny Stamper, so he's going to get another push down the backstretch. He's going to clear to the bottom. Let's hope what happened on the last restart doesn't happen on this one, where you get a little bit offset push on that backstretch. But Tyler Vickery with a big push to Stamper gets him clear, and Tyler clear. Tyler now going to lead this outside line. Aubrey Thompson, big shot to Kenny Stamper. I told you, these guys aren't calming down, man. They are trying to get to the front and trying to control this race.
Well, the incentive of a win in your in system is obviously you want to run up front, lead a bunch of laps, and go to victory lane. The problem is there's still 36 laps between one of these guys and victory lane. So racing this hard this early with 2 pit stops on the horizon, man, I get it on one hand, but on the other hand, man, it just you're gonna run out of trucks. You only have 2 of them technically here tonight, one in a fast repair, but I don't know if I get it. Aubrey Thompson, he's looking to get clear. He's trying, but those PGR boys up on the outside, the duo of Vickery and Miller, are going to push up alongside the leaders. William Schwindenhammer in line, Joey Galati in line, Zach Range, Mark Vondell a little further back. Bottom side, Stamper, Thompson, Rostasil, Barnes, Tim White, and then Heath Job, who, by the way, already took his fast repair and restarted 9th right there. That doesn't tell you enough about this race already. I don't know what does. Kenny Stamper, he's in control early, the 30. The boss man for KSR, looking very stout after his win in McCullough Motorsports. Oh, man, contact, around goes Job. Job into the air and into the catch fencing. Caution is out. The night's over for Heath Job, and he will come down in a shower of sparks on the front stretch as caution number 3 is on the speedway.
Yeah, I saw the move in the beginning. Was going to cut you off. He thought better of it. I thought he was going to go back down. And he got kind of stuck in the sucker hole. Thought he could get back up. Thought Galati was going to give him a break, and he didn't. Put him in the outside wall, and up in the air, Heath Job went.
So let's back this up so I can kind of show you what Baker was talking about there. So he gets out of line here off of 4. You see that gap right there on the left side of your screen, right in front of Joey Galati, right behind the Air Force machine of William Schwindenhammer. Now watch Heath Job in the 760. He's going to come up after maybe a little bit of a checkup on the bottom. Couldn't really tell. And Galati, I mean, he's not out of the gas. He gets into him. And then right here, I think they were still fine. As Galati comes back down, tries to correct, he hooks Heath Job. And look at this, is a whale of a hit right here. Up into the air, into the catch fencing goes Heath Job. And as he comes back to rest, I mean, his night was over when he hit the outside wall. And a tough end to a night that Heath Job looked like he was going to be one of the trucks to beat. Back-to-back incidents. And let's see it one more time. I agree. I see the move here, but at the same time, Galati's not expecting it. He kind of panics when Job gets in front of him, and that's kind of what caused him to come back down, try to correct, get back in line, and Job gets the worst of that one.
It's like Jack Hignight barely missed Heath Job there. I think he may have barely clipped Joey Galati, but great wreck avoidance from him to really minimize the damage on his truck.
You see right here, Galati's trying to just get back in line and correct it, but unfortunately not quite clear of the back bumper of Heath Job. And this is a whale of a hit. That's a massive hit, one of the bigger ones we've seen. We've already seen a couple tonight that were almost this bad, but man, up in the air. Now he's back down on all fours. Tough break for Heath Job, a guy that, again, has been so aggressive in these series, and yet right there catches a couple bad breaks, trying to make a bit of an aggressive move there. And look at Hignite. Oh! Jack Hignite. That was awfully close to me. Trying to get a look from his truck, but he barely misses it. And, man, you said it before we went back green that these guys weren't going to calm down, and, well, you called that one on the money. These guys did not calm down at all. And, again, it has kind of flipped the field over just a little bit. Schwindenhammer, White, Vondell, Stamper, Miller, the top 5, Rostisel, Morris, Carruthers, Barnes, and Thompson, the top 10. Yes, you heard me right. The same Dustin Carruthers that blew his engine in the first wreck, getting hit by Jared Haynes. He's not only gotten his lap back, got a new truck, and he's back on the lead lap, and he's running P8. And again, if that doesn't tell you enough about how this race is going, I'm not really sure what does. Carruthers now all of a sudden in a pretty good spot. Now, not a ton of teammates up here. He's got Kenny Stamper, his team owner. But other than that, Dustin Carruthers, in a matter of about, 9 laps, has gone from no engine on pit road towing and losing a lap to he's running in position number 8 with a clean truck and a chance to get right back in this race.
Yeah, definitely. I'm hopping in the truck to get up here for this next restart to see what the energy does, see what these guys are doing towards the back of the field. That way I can get a feel for what these guys are doing. But these guys are all over the place when it comes to racing. I mean, they're flying all over this track, 3 wide, trying to switch lanes and trying to get the advantage to get that track position that they so desperately want.
We'll go one more, then we'll go back under the green flag again. This will be our 4th restart of the night already on lap number 18. That'll be 32 laps remaining from Talladega when we go back green. Tim White, William Schwindenhammer are your top 2. Vondell, again, another guy. Vondell was in the first wreck as well. He's back up at the front running P3. Kenny Stamper will restart from 4th. Again, Rostisel, Miller on row 3. Carruthers, Thompson, row 4. Carruthers, Morris, row 4. Then Thompson, Barnes on row number 5. Brock Westerlund, if you'll remember, had front-end damage at the beginning of the race. He's 13th after his unfortunate miscue. Christian Martinez was in the last wreck, the one before this one. He's back up to 11th position. Richard Elliott, you saw him bounce off the wall with Carruthers in the initial wreck. He's up to 17th. Again, just kind of telling you that these guys' nights by far are not over, and that's because there is a fast repair tonight that we don't usually have. And it's helping out some guys. It's helping out a lot of guys so far, I can tell you that much, considering how this race has started. 32 laps to go when we go back green. Again, still 7 laps short of halfway, and already 3 pretty intense wrecks, mostly close to the front of the field. A couple in this lead group, and these guys are so much. It's not even that they're racier than normal. I mean, you talked about that in the last green flag. It's not that they're racier than normal. Perhaps maybe some of the pushes a little bit harder, a little bit less organized, a little bit more reckless, if you will, because of the presence of a fast repair.
Yeah, I think so. I think that, I mean, now we're at the stage where it doesn't matter. There's so many trucks that don't have fast repair that you're going to see a lot of people throw caution to the wind and try and get up there and cause the chaos to get some more trucks out of the race. One of those being Logan York. I know he likes to push people up in the 3rd lane that usually don't get towards the front, and they want to go to the front. And it's a calculated decision by him. I'll see if he does it here on this restart.
Tim White going to lead the field back into the restart zone. You saw him get turned on pit road a moment ago. Now he's on the point of the race. Green flag is back in the air, and here we go again. And again, Schwindenhammer jumps onto the outside. This time, though, no black flags. He'll come back down. Man, I'm not sure what that was. He did that last caution as well. This time able to stay in line and get pushed along by Kenny Stamper, but allows Tim White to clear forward to the lead. It might allow Mark Vondell to get clear as well. Let's see if he jumps up here off of 2. Mark Mondell, does he want the point? He's leaning, but he's going to have to stay in line. Tim White leads the field down the backstretch. Here comes William Schwindenhammer in the 17.
William Schwindenhammer doing a great job now, holding that outside line. I think he just got the restart and thinks that he had to carry that momentum up. He didn't mean to do it on that last restart. I think he just did the same exact thing on that one. He's able to work it out, though, but you see 5 trucks on that top side. I'm in the truck right now trying to see where the momentum's going. Right now it seems pretty even top and bottom right now. You see the bottom start to surge here through the tri-oval, get a little bit more trucks to go. You're not going to see a third lane form up just yet, but everyone really calm right now, entering 1.
Stamper 3 wide outside of Schwindenhammer. No help. Now here comes this team truck. Dustin Carruthers in the 10. They're going to need at least 1 to 2 more trucks. They're going to free fall. Mark Mondell clear of Schwindenhammer to the top. Does he want the point? He's still leaning out, but stays in line. Opts to stay down. In behind Tim White. J.R. Miller now third on the inside with Ron Morris. White up in front of Schwindenhammer. Gets a push. He goes right back down. Schwindenhammer says no, thank you. Return to sender. Sends him back to the bottom of the racetrack. Now Rostisil. Schwindenhammer will roll on the middle. KSR boys hanging out up top. They've got some cavalry coming. Well, they did have some in Tyler Vickery. And the only truck coming is Joey Galati, and he's 5 trucks off. Schwindenhammer to the point. Rostisil to second off turn number 4.
Yeah, third lane not really formed up right now. Tim White doing a great job leading right now up in that top spot. Him and Schwindenhammer. I really wasn't expecting them. I thought they were going to get shuffled out pretty quickly, but they see both of them rolling the bottom side right now. Top side by Nathan Rothasill getting the push from Danny Barnes. He had a great run last week. Got unfortunate circumstances toward the end of the race, but you see 2 wide action right now. I see the KSR guys starting to back up. Get ready for that third lane run. They're not going to take it though. Nash from Villa only truck up to the top side, but you got KSR lined up. Stamper, Osmernoth, and Carruthers lined up. Let's see if they'll try and move it. You see base line up. Now you got the KSR train getting ready to roll on that top side.
For the first time tonight, PGR's newest addition, Nathan Rostisil will lead the field off turn number 4. The Black Rifle Chevrolet goes to the point right in front of William Schwindenhammer. It's bar trouble! Danny Barnes gets turned in the trial by Schwindenhammer, and they're going to come back up. And another big wreck's going to take more trucks. They slide back across. Ron Morris involved. Aubrey Thompson involved. The big one, part 2. Menchaca's involved, and more.
Inexperience up front, I think, is what caused that. A little bit of an offset push, and just calamity ensued.
Let's see. See Schwindenhammer second in line on the bottom, in behind Nathan Rostisil as they came through the tri-oval. And watch the 17 as he drifts just a little bit. Let's see. See him drifting up. At this point, he's already above the hash line there on the bottom side of the racetrack. And he turns Danny Barnes to his left. And now I thought, again, that we were going to be okay. I thought we were fine. And then right here, as these guys come together, this hit right here. And, I mean, all of a sudden, the track's blocked. Wesley Lynch nowhere to go. Michael Menchaca nowhere to go. Brock Westmoreland nowhere to go. Same with Joey Galati. And now watch as they come back down. See Ron Morris, bang, there on the left side of your screen. He gets collected. And a couple of others going to get collected. Aubrey Thompson not going to be lucky enough to miss this one as he slides into it on the bottom side. And take one more look at it. Man, Tyler Vickery, how in the world did he get through that? He looked like Lightning McQueen coming through that on the bottom side. He and Zach Range both. We'll get to see if both of them miss this one. Get another look at it here in the middle of the tri-oval. And watch William Schwindenhammer. Right there. Gets up into the left rear of Danny Barnes. And all of a sudden, it's going to be this hit right here. I'll point it out to you again. This one right here. That shoots Barnes back to his right. And all of a sudden, that top lane is blocked. And look at this guys piling. I mean, again, there's just nothing you can do about this. If you're Galati, Lynch, Menchaca, Westmoreland, look at Zach Range. Does he miss this? You better believe he does. How about the 043? Vickery actually does get involved there on the bottom. He collects Wesley Lynch. Kenny Stamper, Dustin Carruthers bail. They come to the bottom side. Man, another considerable incident. We'll go on board here briefly with Zach Range because He never even looked like he got out of the throttle and just happened to get a lucky parting of the seas. Let's see here. They're going to wreck up in front of him. You're on board with a 0.43 of Zach Range. Oh, man. Yeah, well, he didn't get off the gas until very late, but he did get off of it just enough to let the seas part in front of him. And he gets by that one. Impressive wreck avoidance by Zach Range. He keeps his night alive, a guy that used his fast repair a little bit earlier on in the night. So we will try this again. We are 2 laps short of halfway, and again the field will be shuffled around. Nathan Rostasel leads laps for PGR here. Got to imagine Michael Triscaro's a happy team owner right about now, the newest addition to that group after a win last week. Now they got another driver here running to the front, leading laps. And doing good so far, leading the field. He'll lead on this restart. Tim White will be second. He's running a good race as well. Again, I figured he and Schwindenhammer and Rostasel would probably get shuffled out by some of these teams behind them. They did not. They've held their own, held tough up at the front of the field, and he'll restart from second. Trevin Osmanoth, he'll be third. Jack Hignite, good run for the 0-7 so far. He'll start fourth. And Richard Elliott, he'll start up in fifth. Rest of the top 10, Christian Martinez. Mitch Regatta, seventh, the first-timer to the Little Guy Series. He'll run seventh on this restart. Jacob Fears in eighth. Logan York in ninth. Dustin Carruthers in 10th. So we'll try this once more. We'll go green on the halfway lap, if you can believe that already. 23 laps in, 24 as they cross the line, and already the fourth caution, and really the fourth, if you want to consider it that way, that's taken considerable damage on one or more trucks. And several guys, again, nights are over. We'll update you really quickly on who has retired from this race. As far as I know, at least on my end, David Sheets, Mark Math, Heath Joe, Michael Menchaca, Thomas Parker have retired as of right now. We'll take a look back here, see if I'm missing anybody on that end. Wesley Lynch is also called a night in 27th. So Wesley Lynch, Thomas Parker, Michael Menchaca, Heath Job, Mark Math, and David Sheets. Those are the trucks that have called it a night as of lap number 24. So already 6 trucks out of the race, and we are not even to halfway. And there's a fast repair tonight, which makes it even more impressive that 6 trucks are already out of the race. Before we go back green really quickly, I do want to thank everybody that has come out and joined us here. I have not been able to keep up much with the chat because they are wrecking every 3 laps, so we'll do that really quick. Devin Ray, good to see you. Cole Fitzpatrick's in the chat. Raymond Hanneman's in the chat as well. Reading on the street limit, guys. We got John Mullahan in the chat. So thanks for everybody for coming out. Chris Carter in the chat as well. a lot of funny comments coming at these guys for not just sitting behind each other and racing, and to a degree I understand. So we will go back green on lap 25. Rostasel Tim White will bring us back into the restart zone with 26 laps to go in this one. Round 2 is becoming a race of attrition. Who's got enough trucks? Who's got enough underneath the hood after some damage, potentially limp home, and win this one? This is one of those wild card races. Anybody in the field could get in as of tonight and really throw a wrench in this championship fight. And here we go. Green flag back in the air. Nathan Rostasel into the restart zone. And we're back underway, and what a start on the bottom. Rostasel and Osborne, they're off to the races. They're both going to be clear by a car length going into turn number 1.
Oh, man, Tim White really off the pace. Jack Hignite gets into him. He's going to shuffle all the way back. Just these restarts on the outside lane. I don't know what's going on right now with these trucks, but really, really spread out single file. You're going to see a big run. Logan York into the back of the 9 truck right now. Will he take the run? He will not. It's like Richard Elliott going to tuck up behind here. Possibly you're going to see a good single file line out right now. I think we're just calming down, trying to get some green flags under our belt here.
Into turn number 3 again. Rostasel, Osborne, Elliott, and now, finally, after about 24 laps, these guys are going to go single file for the first 8, 9, 10, 11 rows, all the way back there to, can't tell which truck that is back there. I believe it might be Jacob Fears or Christian Martinez. That was the first truck out. Now McClendon and Brambilla will take a look outside. Logan York will take a look outside. And, well, I shouldn't have said anything because now they're going to go back double file as they climb the banking in turn number 1. Logan York's got help coming, and it's in the form of his teammate, Tucker McClendon. as well as the PGR entry of Nash Brambill in the 23. Rostasil shot up the track. A bad push there by Trevin Osbornoff is going to send Rostasil to the back. And now the 89 of Trevin Osbornoff, the KSR entry to the point at Talladega with Richard Elliott. Look at the run that Logan York's got, headed for turn number 3.
Logan York all the way up to the top side. He's got his teammate Tucker McClendon stacked up behind him. Nash Brambill tried to go with him. It looks like he's going to stall out with his teammate. Nathan Ross is still going to try and get back in line with him, but the 28's going to be there by the time he gets there. Not going to be able to get in line with his teammate, falling towards the back here. As you see, big separation. Looks like first 15, 16 trucks, and then it's a gaggle towards the back of that, trying to catch on to this lead draft here.
That group is led by Jack Hignite, Carruthers, Stamper, Based.
Mark Vondell, Michael Clay, Schwindenhammer, all wrecked.
Oh, man, another crash. This is the 5th one of the night. Now, Based looks okay, but several of these guys are not.
It just looks like Schwindenhammer drifting up the track yet again.
Let's see. You're looking from Ryan Based. This was back in the field. Again, we were watching the front. These guys were running back around the 18th, 19th, 20th position. And, yeah, Schwindenhammer up across, and now watch some of these hits as these guys, again, it's come back up on the racetrack and just look at some of these hits right here. Oh, man, Mark Vondell nowhere to go. Michael Clay, he's going to pound the outside wall. Oh, my goodness, big hit from Michael Clay. And Vondell is in it as well. And this was, again, back around 18th, 19th position. Watch Mark Vondell. Oh, Michael Clay, Vondell, nowhere to go. Vondell gets in the inside wall as well. Man. Let's get another angle of it here. Let's go from the drone camera. And watch William Schwindenhammer in the 17 on the bottom, up ahead of Mark Vondell. And he's going to start coming up. You see him cross the line, and then here he goes, coming up, coming up, coming up. And not even close to clear. And gets into Ryan Base. So now watch as these guys come back across the speedway right here. And Vondell and Michael Clay, worst spot at the worst time, are going to get collected in this one. And Clay suffers the worst. He and Schwindenhammer got the worst of this one. And another pretty major incident. Take one more look at it here. As they headed towards turn number 1. This group, again, was about 2 seconds back of the leaders. Carruthers, Stamper up there in base. They were trying to get this group going. And, man, look at Schwindenhammer. Gets into base. Look at Menchaca. He's out of line trying to miss this. He sees it in front of him. Galati as well. Watch Joey Galati. He gets pretty lucky right here that he gets just in front of the 59 because he was about a foot from being involved in this wreck. And they hit the outside wall a ton. And puts us under our 5th caution of the night, just past halfway. And this race, if it's attrition at this point. I said that on the last race start. Now it definitely is. I mean, at this point, with 22 laps to go, I mean, who knows which direction this race goes from here? Who knows at this point? For all I know, the guy 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th place can end up winning this race just because the field keeps overturning every time we have a big wreck, because it's been multiple cars and it's been close to the front of the field, the exception of that last one. Man, this is really becoming a war of attrition here tonight on a Monday night, which is something we're not used to.
Yeah, something we're definitely not used to, but I'm having fun watching it. These crashes are big, and they're a lot of fun to watch. I know it's unfortunate for the people racing, but I'm having fun.
So we will try this one more time. Next time by, we'll go back under the green flag. We'll give it another shot. And see if we can't get some green flag laps in, because now, I mean, we're getting close to where you could realistically make it on one green flag stop. I mean, we're already in that window. We're realistically getting close to where you could make it the rest of the way. And if that becomes the case, then we're really going to see this one turn into some chaos at the front. And again, some of the players we expect to be up here are not up here yet. They're going to have to get their way up here. I'm talking about guys like Carruthers, Stamper, Vickery, Richard Elliott, Ryan Bass, Michael Menchaca, Brock Westmoreland, Zach Range, Ron Morris, all pinned back 20th or so in the field. They're going to have to get to the front. They're going to have to do it soon because now, because of all this attrition, because of all these cautions, you're running out of laps. So watch for them to perhaps keep the aggression up and I guess try to get back to the front. But, I mean, every time we've seen guys try to do that, a wreck triggers at the front of the field. So we'll try it again. It'll be 20 laps to go on the nose, about 4 laps short of our pit window. Trevor Osbornoth has inherited the lead in the 89. The 01 Logan York, he'll be in position number 2. We assume he's on the bottom right now. We assume he'll be position number 2. Tim White will be 3rd. Mitch Regattas will be 4th. Nash Brambilla, J.R. Miller, the teammates on row 3. Tucker McClendon and Jack Hignite on row 4. And it's Rostasil and Christian Martinez on row 5. So, again, this field has been overturned so many times. We've seen so many players at the front that, I mean, it's just kind of a revolving door. Osbornoth at one point, by the way, was off the pace, got in the wreck with Heath Job, and now is leading the race here with 20 laps to go. Logan York has been in a couple of different incidents tonight. He runs in 2nd. Tim White, again, got turned on pit road like two to three cautions ago, and he runs 3rd. It's really molding into a great run for the 239. I mean, he's just held his own in front of the chaos, kind of stayed out of it, kept his truck clean, and this is kind of what happens. When you're able to keep your truck clean, you run well. Tim White's showing that off right now.
Definitely showing it off right now. And like you said, name of the game is attrition tonight, and he's doing that.
So here we go, 20 laps to go. Osbornoth York on the front row. And again, I'd start looking back at guys like Aubrey Thompson, guys like Zach Range, Dustin Carruthers, Kenny Stamper, Ryan Baste. Back around that group's where that first move's going to come from. That's going to be that first group to get up there on the outside and just try again. Chip away at it, try to get it to work, and hopefully this time hold up the field and maybe, just maybe, get into a bit of a green flag run with 20 laps to go. Into the tri-oval, Trevin Osbornoth, Logan York, Tim White, and then Mitch Regattas and J.R. Miller. We'll line it back up. We're going to do it one more time. You see the field start to tighten up behind the leaders. Green flag is back in the air, and away we go towards turn number 1. Not a great start for either line. Checking up top, back around Tucker McClendon, but everybody gets going. Logan York has no help. Now he does. Here comes J.R. Miller. And now the bottom going to be very disorganized. Top going to be connected by the time they get off turn number 2.
Yeah, top really connected. You saw that bottom single file line really check up there. The 9 out of line here as well. He's not going to get connected with the 23 of Nash Brambilla. You got Tyler Vickery rolling on the bottom with Christian Martinez, a BAR truck, trying to make his way to the front. Definitely a great racer. Had to start on pit road, but that didn't matter with the explosion that we had a couple laps into the race. So good to see him up there fighting for it. 3rd in line there on the bottom. Big push on the bottom side from Tim White. Great job by him getting Trevor clear to that top side. Will he take it? I don't think he will. He's going to hold it towards the bottom right here. Big push from J.R. Miller to Logan York. Through the tri-oval, still Tim White with a great push. He's going to clear himself to the lead.
Interesting to note that Trevor Osbornoth stays down. If you look on the right side of your screen, the track temp right now 124 degrees. And that is blazing here. I imagine the temp's not going to last long for Tim White because he's been pushing really, really hard for this entire first couple laps of this run. But he's able to get 4 trucks clear on the bottom. And that bottom side is on rails right now. 1 truck jumps out of line. Back around 5th position, that's Jacob Fears. Tyler Vickery jumps out of line as well. Vickery will have help on the way. Here comes Logan York, J.R. Miller, and Jack Hignite, who's emerged up to the front of the field now. On the bottom side, though, they're still continuing to roll. It's Osbornoth, it's White, and it's Martinez now pushing through the gap off turn number 4.
Hignite trying to ignite his way to the front, trying to go to the 3rd line. Thinks better of it, stays down in that middle line. Jacob Fears, great run for him there on the bottom line. A little bit high through the entry. So is J.R. Miller. Will he take it to the 3rd line? I don't think he will. He's going to keep pushing. He's got his teammate there leading that top line with Logan York sandwiched in between in the middle, but high, wide, and handsome. Here comes Tucker McClendon getting a push from Aubrey Thompson. Only 2 trucks, but they're making it work right now. A lot of the temps has run out in the middle and the bottom lines.
Briefly 4 wide, back around Nathan Rostisel, but everybody got it sorted out. Man, Danny Barnes having to bail again, about 10 rows deep in the field. Everybody keeps it green. 3 wide at the front. Nash Brambilla. Oh, trouble! Jack Hignite, Jacob Fierce get together, and another big crash. Back behind the leaders. Cars in the wall, and the caution flag is out again. Fierce, Range, and a couple of others. Mitch Regattas involved as well. And on the bottom, oh man, Dustin Carruthers is involved. The 10 involved very late in that incident. And another 8 or so trucks. Jack Hignite as well. Just talked about the run he was having. He's involved as well as another caution flag, the 6th of the night.
Just looks like Jacob Fierce missed the bottom there on entry, got up in the Hignite. Just unfortunate. That you see another truck not able to hold their line, and it's causing massive, massive wrecks for trucks that aren't even close to being involved in it.
So watch as Fierce comes up off the bottom here. Right here. Gets up in a Hignite. I mean, almost identical to the wrecks we just saw with William Schwindenhammer a moment ago. It's literally almost exactly identical. He comes back up, and now they're going to pile back up the racetrack. Zach Range not lucky enough that time. Nathan Rostisel, Jack Hignite, Richard Elliott, Mitch Regattas. We just talked about how good a run he was having. He's involved. Oh, man, look up ahead. Jared Haynes gets Ron Morris. And just another big, big wreck. You see Range come back down. And just another really incredibly large wreck in terms of what cars it takes in. Let's get another look at it here. Let's go from the chopper. Let's go from up top. And again, you're going to see the Jacob Fierce machine, the 28, the Haviland truck. He's the 31 on the timing and scoring. You see right there up the racetrack. Gets Jack Hignite out of shape. And then as these guys, again, this hit right here, bang, right there as they come back up. This is kind of where it all starts to break loose, because this is where guys are on rushing. They think they've got it missed, and they do not. And there you see Haynes and Morris in the secondary incident up ahead out on the exit of the tri-oval. Outside wall for Range, Fierce, Hignite, and others. Now let's see what happened to Dustin Carruthers here. As he is well behind the incident. You see it going on up in front of him. And now watch. As he bails to the bottom. Let's see what happens here to the 10. He's going to bail to the apron. Now he's all the way down on the flat. And then he's going to bail even further, go to the grass. Richard Elliott coming down. Still coming down. He's got him missed. He's going all the way to the inside wall. Still good. Still good. But unfortunately, here comes Jacob Fierce, man, shooting like a bullet from right to left off the wall. And in the grass, you don't have quite enough grip to be able to stay off of him. And as soon as he thought he had it missed, he's in it as well. Some right front damage for Dustin Carruthers. They'll have more to fix on pit road. In fact, he just left pit road, running in the 20th position. So, 6th caution of the night. Now it's 16 laps to go. We've run 39 laps. We are approaching an hour in terms of actual race time. So still 16 to go, 15 to go when we hit the line. It'll be 14 to go in the race. And now Vickery leads. Osborne second. York, White, and Miller, your top 5. Then Brambilla, Thompson, McClendon, Martinez, and Range. And Vickery actually going to cede second. He'll come to pit road. Oh, man. A late pit call here for the PGR boys, and a couple of the KSR entries further back, as well as Brock Westmoreland, Danny Barnes, Joey Galati, and Nathan Rostisel. So a late call here for a couple of teams to come back to pit road, because we are right on the pit window. This is going to be razor sharp for those guys that are on the pit road now. The guys that stayed out, I mean, absolutely no question that they cannot make it. Am I wrong on that? I feel like 16, that's a lot. They came in with 20 laps to go. I don't think they're anywhere close.
No, I don't think so. I think they're hoping for another caution if they stay out here, but the track position is going to really matter. I don't think they're going to save enough, though, if it goes green here.
So the field's working its way through 1 and 2. You see Osbornoth on the flat. You see Tim White down on the apron as well as these guys attempt to save some gas. And you'll see now the scope of how many drivers came to pit road. As they come off, look at, there's only 10 trucks double file. Now look at all the trucks come off pit road that just came down. They will be razor thin close on pit strategy here. So we'll see. Osbornoth, you see he's kicking up in front of the pace car. These guys are going to hyper save, but there is no way they can make it the rest of the way on a 20-lap run on a 16-lap tank. I don't see it. We'll see. But I don't see them making it 20 laps on this one tank. 14 laps to go in race number 2 of the Little Guy Series here at Talladega. Trevor Osbornoth, Logan York, Aubrey Thompson, Tim White, Christian Martinez. The updated top 5. Michael Menchaca, Zach Range, Dustin Carruthers, Jared Haynes, and Michael Menchaca are going to make up the rest of the top 10. There are all kinds of switching positions going on, so we'll give you a second here. Osbornoth, York, White, Thompson, McClendon, top 5. Martinez, Range, Menchaca, and then Haynes and Carruthers make up the rest of your top 10. Here we go. 14 laps to go. Let's try this again. Osbornoth, he's loving this. He's getting the lead laps basically and not having to do much work here at the front. Got a great push from Tim White last time. What can the 239 cook up this time with Logan York and Aubrey Thompson lurking here on the outside of the racetrack? Green flag will go back in the air, and we are back underway one more time at Talladega, and this time the top lane gets a little bit better race start. Thompson, York, Martinez, and company, they'll be alongside the leader in 1.
Oh, we'll see how much fuel saving these guys try and do. I really don't see it. 4 laps is very hard to make. I know they probably saved about 2 laps there under caution, but other than that, they're probably about 2 laps, maybe 3 laps short still. But the momentum there on the top side is starting to prevail, but you see, I think Aubrey's noticing it. Logan's starting to notice it. These guys are single filing out. You see another truck drop to the bottom there. That'll make it 5 on the top side, 5 on the bottom side. Sorry, 6 on the bottom side. Try and just really, really stretch it out here. On this bottom side, you see J.R. Miller, Nash Brambilla, Mark Vondell. They think it's close on fuel to make it. Kenny Stamper as well. Maybe you're going to have some split strategy from the KSR boys and try and hedge their bets a little.
So Osbornoth will continue to lead the race. We expect him, Logan York, and most of the rest of the top 10 to be short. Basically, the first truck we expect to be able to potentially make it would be back around the Mark Vondell, J.R. Miller, Jack Hignite, Nash Brambilla area. That's that second line of trucks. That's about the first guys we expect to be able to make the end of the race, or at least they're going to be really razor thin close. And these guys up at the front, no signs of slowing down. Zach Range 3 wide of the safer barrier. He brings Michael Menchaca with him, but they're the only 2 to go up there. Now 4 in the middle, 5 on the bottom. The numbers do not favor Range and Menchaca. Osbornoth up across the nose of Logan York. Tim White, Tucker McClendon, Dustin Carruthers, Jared Haynes now make up the bottom side. This group of about 11 trucks is about to get a rude awakening, I think, when they realize their fuel gauge doesn't really support this type of racing. The guys behind them, it definitely supports theirs with 12 laps to go.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here riding in the truck, calculating my own fuel here. I think it's even hard to make it to 16. So maybe they think that these guys aren't going to be able to save it all the way to the end. But they're here, they're lifting them. Listen to the throttle input by Rain Base. Listen to the throttle input of Stamper as I pass by them. They are lifting pretty heavily, about 80 to 70% throttle, trying to save what they can here to try and make it to the end. The first guys I would think that can make it on fuel here would be close from Mark Vondell if he saves enough, but J.R. Miller, Nash Brambilla would be those first 2 trucks I would think that would have a chance to make it here if we go green.
Team PGR attempting to go back-to-back in this series to open the series. Actually, really would be 3 in a row. Mike Davenport won the championship race last season. It would be 3 in a row for Team PGR if those guys are able to save enough gas to make it home. Osbornoth, York, and Range, I mean, they're in pretty dire straits here. They're definitely short, and they're also leading the line. They're not able to save much. Really, none of these about first 11 guys are able to save very much gas. I mean, they're just really pushing pace. You see Vondell and those guys back around him. Look at how far they're staying off this lead pack. Notice they're not catching the Jared Haynes machine on the bottom. They're able to stay about a car length off, and it's allowing them all to save some gas and potentially flip the strategy here on the race leaders. Up front, Osbornoth went top, and the top line dissolved, and that hands the lead to Tim White in the 239 as he leads the field down towards the start-finish line.
There you go. There's your answer. There goes Aubrey Thompson to the bottom. He's going to try and make his way to try and save some fuel here. He's way off the back bumper, Dustin Carruthers. Kenny Stamper thinks maybe they saved enough already. He's going to go to the top side 3 wide. He's bringing right. Oh, man, Ricky!
Oh, no!
Huge!
Oh, my goodness. Osbornoth's up in the fencing. Stamper, this is multiple trucks. Osbornoth on his lid, slides all the way into the grass. And he will come to rest on his roof on the infield. And another big incident at the front of the field takes more contenders out. And that will be the night shortly for Trevor Osbornoth and several others that have already used that fast repair.
Tim White looked like he got shot out of line, and then Range gets to him, gives him a huge shot, just spins him around. Big-time wreck.
We'll see it here. Headed to turn 1, you're going to see Zach Range getting pushed by Michael Menchaca. Tim White had just got down. Range gets another piece of it. And you see Osbornoth back there sliding to a stop on his lid. And that's surely not the way Trevor Osbornoth wanted his night to end, was all 4 tires off the ground. But nonetheless, that's how it's probably going to end. Now he's gone already to pit road. Let's get another angle of this one. And, I mean, this is the 7th caution of the night, and really about the 5th or 6th wreck that just takes number 1, a lot of trucks, and number 2, just has some really violent hits. You see Osbornoth getting the wall right here. They're going to propel him up into the catch fencing. Almost shades of a couple of those wrecks in the early 2000s, like Ricky Craven comes to mind. Going flipping up into the catch fencing. Now, granted, at least they have the catch fencing there now for Osbornoth. But he slides back down on his lid all the way down the banking and never rolls back onto his wheels. He's going to come to rest on his roof in the infield. We'll take one more look at it as, again, you'll be able to see this shot that Zach Range gave Tim White. And, again, this is just such a sensitive spot. Watch Tim White. I'll actually go back. We'll show you the whole sequence. So, Tim White is leading the race. He comes up. And he's so far out of line that Trevor Osbornoth can't hit him center. He's committed then to splitting him, gets into his left rear, and slows him down enough right there that watch Zach Range. He's got a ton of momentum, and he's going to give Tim White a massive shot in the rear bumper right about here. There it is, and it spins him left, gets Range off to the left, and it is on from there. All hell breaks loose here behind the leader. Osbornoth, there he goes, up into the fencing. York into the outside safer barrier. Kenny Stamper piles in. You see guys go by on the bottom. Hignite, Vondell, Martinez, Based, Miller, Brambilla, all lucky enough to get by it. Another wreck that takes out multiple cars, and another wreck that's going to end some nights. You'd imagine that would end the night of Trevor Osbornoth, perhaps Logan York as well. Dustin Carruthers, how much damage does he have? Same with Kenny Stamper. Michael Menchaca, is his night over? I mean, that could have ended all but about 15 trucks nights right there. There's a lot of those guys that had already taken that one fast repair.
Yeah, I wonder if Logan York already took his fast repair. Didn't make it to his stall, had to get towed. He almost made it to pit road. Didn't make it to his stall. He's in pit road right now. We'll see if he has his fast repair. But this has just been some crazy racing we've been seeing this whole time. Unbelievable.
Well, now you got to start thinking about the guys that can win this race. Jared Haynes, he still looks for his first statement win. Could it come tonight? He runs 3rd for this restart. Christian Martinez makes his return to the series tonight. He runs 5th. Nathan Rostisel, we talked about him earlier, he runs 12th. Thomas Parker's been a lap down for what seems like all day. He was damaged on the initial start. He's 13th back on the lead lap. Joey Galati is 15th. William Schwindenhammer, we saw him get involved in 2 wrecks earlier. He's 16th. I mean, several guys here at the front that could really get a big statement win. Jack Hignite, I think, most notable of them. Another guy still looking for that statement win. He runs 4th for this restart. I'll tell you, from many, many, many times of racing with the 07 and Jack Hignite, a very crafty, smart racer on these tracks. A guy that knows how to keep the truck clean, number 1, but a guy that can also get up, throw elbows with the best of them. And he's going to be on the back bumper of Aubrey Thompson with 6 laps to go. Hignite in prime position to steal away a victory here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the top 6 right here, besides Ryan Based, all looking for one of their first bigger wins. Other than, I mean, Aubrey Thompson, yes, he has a couple very big wins with the big dogs, but this would be a great way to punch his way into the championship and make a statement that he is a big dog, and Barely Able Racing has some big dogs on their team. And I think he can get the job done here. I'm looking at him in the catbird seat. If not Chad Hignite, I'm just looking at these top 3 very, very strong trucks.
So we will try this again. Let's see if anybody else has called it a night. I believe Trevor Osborne is still on pit road, same as Michael Menchaca. Richard Elliott is many laps down. Michael Clay has called it a night in 28th. And a couple of others may have called it a night as well. I'm waiting on them to see if they come back out on the speedway. But 6 laps to go. It's a good time to tell you there are 3 green-white checkers available. So maybe not a good thing to say in a race like this, but there are 3 available. First 2, if we don't get to the white flag, we'll re-rack, restack, and try it again. So 6 laps to go. Anything of inside of about 5 laps to go is going to send us into overtime. And here we go again. After the 7th caution of the night, we are inside the final 7 laps here at Talladega. Tucker McClendon looking for a big win. Aubrey Thompson looking to punch his ticket to the championship. They'll be the front row as they hit the tri-oval one more time. Can anybody from behind them come away and steal this one? Still some good trucks lurking in the shadows back behind the leaders. Into the tri-oval. 6 laps to go. Little guys series race number 2. Green flag is back in the air, and off they go towards turn number 1. And neither line gets a good start. It's a one-on-one drag race headed for the banking.
Logan York, the only truck 1 lap down, so he's going to really stay off the pace. He had his fast repair, so he's got a clean truck. Just unfortunately had to go a lap down. There's Zach Range towards the back. They're really stacking up in this middle line. Oh, man, all out of sorts. Kenny Stamper going to take advantage, go to the top side. No help, though, on that outside line. Vickery goes upstairs. Everyone losing on the bottom. Aubrey Thompson clears down in front of Tucker McClendon.
Man, some jockeying back there. Nathan Rostas, so Ron Morris got into it there for a moment, about 4 rows deep in the field. Everybody gets it back together. Watch out for Team PGR. They are lurking. They have multiple trucks here in the mix. Rostasil, Vickery, Nash Brambilla, J.R. Miller all in the mix. Morris going to go to the fence. There, Brambilla says no, sir, and slams the door in his face. Nash Brambilla for Team PGR. That's one of the wildest blocks I've ever seen. Throws it up on Ron Morris's nose, and now he's coming to the front. 5 laps to go. 3 wide, 4 rows deep, and 3 out of the 4 trucks up against a safer barrier. Wear the PGR banner. Nash Brambilla going to try to make it 3 in a row. Hignite to the point with Ryan Based all over him. Now Based through the middle with his team owner Kenny Stamper in tow.
Giving a big push. He's got Zach Range too, but that's still going to get Nash Brambilla clear. Good push from Ron Morris Jr. Got a taste of his own medicine last week. He blocked his ass off. Didn't come home with the win. PGR was able to get it. Nash Brambilla, I thought he was going to go to the middle. I don't think going to the bottom was the right move there. Stamper and Base clear to that bottom side. Thompson shuffled way out of line. Tucker McClendon shuffled way out of line. Nathan Ross is still to the top. Ron Morris Jr. clears to the middle.
And Morris was laying it on the door of Ryan Based. How bad do you think Ron Morris wants this one? He's showing you right there. Based into the outside wall. Morris back down. They're going to crash him up again, and now this is going to be another big wreck. The 3rd big one of the night. Really, probably the 4th. And it's again at the front of the field.
Logan York going to be the lucky dog with a clean truck. Coming back around, he'll be around 20th, so it's going to be hard for him to get to the front, but at least he is on the lead lap. Another big hitter going to be coming towards the front.
Well, watch Ron Morris. Does he get a push here, perhaps, from the middle? Yep, sure looks like it to me. That's Zach Range in the 043. And Ryan Based, I mean, it's an innocent bystander. Oh, man, Based. Oh, what a hit. And Morris comes back, and now watch, this is where it all starts to come apart here in the front pack. Aubrey Thompson, not quite. And several others going to get involved here as well. Brambilla, he gets collected by J.R. Miller. Zach Range goes sideways.
This looks like a bad offset push on the right side of Ron Morris Jr. Pushes him down the track into Based, and then you saw what happened afterwards.
Let's look at it again from up top. We'll be able to see this push from Zach Range. I mean, this is kind of the second time in a row. Now, the last time he was kind of getting pushed through. This time, nobody behind him. And watch the 0-4-3, top of your screen and behind Ron Morris as they got in the travel. I mean, Morris is laying on their doors, but, man, Range never squares up. He's well to the right. And by then, it's on. Ryan Baste. You could tell this was going to be a violent hit. Man, pancakes the left side of that truck. That's a hard hit for him. And then Morris comes back down, gets Range. They get Brambilla. Aubrey Thompson going to try to skate through. That's not going to happen. And Brambilla comes back up across the speedway and gets hit by J.R. Miller. So another friendly fire incident for PGR there. Joey Galati on the brakes. Just hoping everybody goes around him. We'll take one more look at it before we go back live and assess the damage once more. Offset push there by Zach Range. And there you see, man, big hit for Ryan Baste. And then it's on behind the leader, Kenny Stamper. And again, this is just a melee. It's about a normal Talladega melee here in the tri-oval. Danny Barnes, how did he miss that? Well, I don't think he really did. Thomas Parker gets in the back of him. Brambilla Range spin back across the speedway, and lucky for them, it's not a full field of 32, or they would have had trucks coming still. Oh, all right, take another breath. We're going to overtime. Attempt number 1 anyway. Again, 3 attempts available, and we will reset the field once again for you. Kenny Stamper just watched the last 2 of his teammates get collected in that incident. Can't imagine it's a great time inside that truck right now. Tyler Vickery, he'll restart second. Row 2, Jack Hignite, Jaron Haynes, 2 guys we talked about on the last restart. The pair of teammates, Miller and Brambilla, they'll start 5th and 6th. It's Joey Galati running 7th. Danny Barnes, 8th. Tucker McClendon is all the way back up to 9th, or we saw him get shuffled in that early part of the run, and Thomas Parker has cycled his way to 10th. The other guys not involved in that wreck, Brock Westerland, William Schwindenhammer, Christian Martinez, Nathan Rostasil, Rostasil in 14th. The last truck without pretty big damage from that wreck. Then it's Thompson, Morris, Range, York, and then the guys that are still on pit road. We're down to, I believe, 20 on the lead lap, I want to say. 21 maybe. 22, 23, maybe back to Jacob Fears are still on the lead lap. And we will try this again. Overtime attempt number 1. As Kenny Stamper, Tyler Vickery want to get this one to the white flag, and can't say I blame them. As they will lead the field back to this green flag, and really an absence of teammates unless your name is Team PGR. Vickery 2nd, Miller Brambilla 5th and 6th. Rostasil actually came down pit road, so he's back towards the 17th position. But looking for other sets of teammates, and I just really don't see any here near the front of the field. At least just not that I can see. Brock Westmoreland's not too far back for PGR either. Thomas Parker, Kenny Stamper, decently close to the front here, but other than that, KSR, for the most part, has kind of made their way out of this race. Ryan Baste is still on the lead lap. He's 18th. But, again, how much damage does he have on that truck? So let's
rack them up and let's do it again.
I'm running out of words to say for this race. 8 cautions down, and I'm running out of ways to say let's try this again because I've said it so much tonight. But we're going to rack it up. Overtime attempt number 1. Again, 3 available. So the first lap of this and the next attempt, should we need it, we'll re-rack, restack if there's a caution. The third one, as candid as I can say this, if we do get to a third one, I kind of hope it just is allowed to run out. But we'll wait and see what happens if we need that third attempt. If they make it back to the white flag, this race is official. I'll tell you what a 24 hours it would be for Kenny Stamper if he can close the deal here. He leads the race. He could win McCullough Motorsports race. And oh,
they saved it. They're good.
Okay. Would have been fitting for tonight's race to wreck under the caution flag. The field tightens back up. If they make it 2.66 miles, somebody in this field's going to win this race, and I'm going to be honest, I have no idea who it's going to be. Green flag is back in the air. Overtime attempt number 1 is green. Stamper's off to the races, but he's going to have sharp opposition. Oh, man! Jared Haynes leans 3 wide, headed for 1. That was not a smart move because he allows now the teammate of Tyler Vickery to pick him up in the middle, and Jared Haynes going to go the wrong way in a hurry up on the third lane.
That was a gift handed to Ashburn Billa, and Tyler Vickery looking for his first win in the Little Guys Series. Clinched himself in the championship last year with that 3.
Oh, reckon! Tucker McClendon is around. They're going to go around on the backstretch, and the caution flag is back out again, so hold everything. Oh, man, more trucks wrecking. Nathan Rostasil is involved as well. And another wreck. Man, Brock Westmoreland's got big damage on his truck. The 4 truck, something happened to him as well. Let's see the damage on his. Oh, my goodness. Big damage for Brock Westmoreland. What happened here? So another 9th caution of the night. I think I'm sure we're past the record at this point. Martinez gets turned right there off the bumper of Aubrey Thompson. And again, it's a melee. I think Brock Westmoreland might have hit the inside wall.
Looks like he did.
Oh, you see McClendon spin. We're going to. Oh, man.
Clobbered it.
Oh! Another brutal hit. We'll go back up top. You see Rostasil get involved. He's going to come back down, recollect Martinez. And another caution. You see Trevor Oswald drive by. He's 3 or 4 laps down. Trying to just save the truck at this point. Take another look. Started with Christian Martinez. They're already together. We'll back it up a little bit. Oh, he makes a sharp move. I don't know if he was thinking about going to the top side. And Aubrey Thompson gets offset, pushes through him, and again, it is on from there one more time. You see Westmoreland, he's going to go down and pound the inside wall, and I have no clue how Thompson and Morris then proceeded to miss the 0-0. He literally fit in the only gap between those 2 trucks, but of course, Rasta still trying to miss it. Recollects Martinez. Take one more look at it and then go restack the field for you. Get you ready for overtime attempt number 2. This should kind of get you a good angle here of the hit for Brock Westmoreland as well. He's going to come down here and hit the inside wall. Man, that's a really tough angle. Bottom of your screen. Oh. Big hit for Westmoreland, and then Rostasil Martinez going to come together here on the backstretch. Another crash. 9th caution of the night will send us to overtime attempt number 2. As trucks sit on pit road. All right. Well, now you got to start considering that even the guys that pit with about 14 to go are not going to be good on fuel at this point. We're into double overtime here at Talladega and staring down the barrel of triple overtime if these guys can't make it 2.66 miles on the last restart. And, I mean, look at all the guys. Are these guys? I mean, these guys are saving gas. So now you got the question of, number 1, can we make it back to the white flag? Number 2, well, these guys have enough gas. I mean, Brambilla and Hignite and Miller and all them, they were down on the apron in 1 and 2.
Absolutely. I'm running out of beer to drink, so we need to wrap this thing up.
Well, it's gone up. It's gone about an hour and 20 minutes or so now on the race timer, and we've run about 47 laps, if that tells you anything. So let's see if we can get this one done in double overtime. It's a pair of teammates on the front row. Jack Hignite, J.R. Miller on row 2. Man, 3 out of 4 top spots are PGR drivers. But look at some of the guys behind them. 5th and 6th, Danny Barnes, Joey Galati. Thomas Parker, 7th. Jared Haynes, 8th. William Schwindenhammer, 9th. Mark Vondell is all the way back up to 10th. He was involved in the wreck with about 16 laps to go. He's all the way back up to 10th. Ron Morris, 11th. Logan York, 12th. Tucker McClendon, 13th. Kenny Stamper, 14th. That's the trucks that stayed on the racetrack this time by. So a lot of players potentially still in this one. So, I mean, the move's going to come from back there. I don't see Logan York going quietly. I don't see Kenny Stamper going quietly. And certainly if any of those guys back there on Aubrey Thompson, Zach Range, Dustin Carruthers have anywhere close to a clean truck, they're going to come make this one happen and try to make something happen up against the top of the racetrack on the safer barrier. It's going to come from Ron Morris, Logan York, Tucker McClendon, Kenny Stamper, that area. In my opinion, those guys not done. They're not going quietly here. Expect them to make some moves and try to break up what's become a PGR party here at the front three of the top 4 spots.
Hey, talk about the attrition. Sorry, I'm yawning because I'm ready to go to bed. But you talk about the attrition and avoiding their X, and they've done well doing that. They may have had to use a fast repair here and there, but they've kept the truck relatively clean to be up front to contend for this win and get PGR back to victory lane.
Brambilla, victory, looking to get PGR their third straight win in this series dating back to last season's championship race. J.R. Miller would love that win as well. But some players, like I said, still have yet to make their final moves, and they are back around that 59, the 01, the 30, the 02 Richard Elliott, the Aubrey Thompson machine. Those guys are all going to line up relatively close to each other. Zach Range, Tucker McClendon as well, Ron Morris. And this race is far from over with 2 laps to go. And still, realistically, I mean, if you want to say, you might as well just go ahead and say at this point, 1 attempt left at the green-white checkered should they not make it back to the white.
Yeah, just a quick plug for what's ahead this week. Tomorrow, you've got later tonight, you've got Ron Morris's race at Daytona and Xfinity Cars for the Tuesday Night Thunder Series. Really tightened up the championship between me and Garrett with the unfortunate events happening in Atlanta. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. And then Thursday night, we're going to have the Gen 6 car for PGR Super Speedway Intimidator Series. Gen 6 car, we're going to have 60 laps, it looks like, with the stage break at lap 20 and lap 40, $50 going to both of those stage winners. And that should be another good night of racing. Pace car is going to pull off here. We're going to take the green flag.
So it applies again. If we get to the white flag, this race is official. I'm almost scared to see what's going to happen on the white flag of this race, but we have to take it at some point. Let's see if we can do it right here. Vickery chose the top side in front of J.R. Miller. I imagine they will try to push clear of their teammates as they get to turn 1. Green flag, overtime number 2. It's a great restart for Tyler Vickery, but here's the problem. He left his teammate hanging. Do they all get lined up going into 1? They do. PGR is lined up 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. It's going to be up to everybody else behind them to find a way around these top 3 cars at the front.
Hignite made a great move, but Parker leaves him out to dry. Will he come back up in front of him? He does. Will you see Nash from Billa make that move up? Oh, they're going to wreck behind.
Trouble.
Oh, 5
Kenny Stamper, Tucker McClendon. Kenny Stamper, Tucker McClendon are into the outside wall and have sent us to the merciful final 3rd overtime attempt. Oh, boy. Let's go back and take a look. This is back around Kenny Stamper, back around the 10th, 12th position. And they come up off turn 2. And Stamper and McClendon come together. And into the outside wall they go. Stamper around. Same with McClendon. Both of them pile into the outside wall. And in a perfect representation of how this race has gone, the Ryan Bass machine that you saw pancaked against the outside wall goes rolling past this wreck to take the 16th position. So that doesn't say enough about this race. I don't know what does. We'll take another look at it here as they come up off the exit of turn number 2. Let's go to the chopper up above. Take another look. And, well, one came up, one came down. Stamper's in line and behind Logan York. McClendon clips him and sends him into the outside wall. So, boss man Kenny Stamper, I may have jinxed you on the last restart, saying you hadn't been in much of the trouble tonight. And, well, right as I say that, he goes into the outside wall with Tucker McClendon. We'll take one more look. Oh, man, Joey Galati somehow got by that. I have no idea how. One more look at it before we go back up and again re-rank the field for you of the trucks that are left. Stamper's in line. McClendon clips him. Again, they kind of just met. Not really anything egregious there, but they do come together. And it shoots Stamper up into the outside wall. Big damage for him and Tucker McClendon. They both pancake the outside wall. And that's what puts us under our... Yep, You heard that right. 10th caution of the night. And again, now the question will be fuel mileage. I mean, guys back there around Rostasel, Schwindenhammer, Westmoreland, McClendon, guys that just got in a wreck, they're going to be okay on fuel, not their pitting. Several guys like Aubrey Thompson, Christian Martinez, guys like that will be fine. These guys at the front, though, Miller, Vickery, Brambilla, Hignite, guys like that. I mean, they're tapping the gas gauge at this point. They're reaching up there and tapping it, seeing if they got any left. We're trying to hit the reserve switch, and we don't even have a reserve switch here in the trucks on iRacing. These guys certainly wish we did here at the front, because now they are pushing about 16. I mean, they're pushing the window here in the third overtime, actually probably a little bit past the window now. We've run about 6 extra laps.
Yeah, well, the good news is, sorry again, but the good news is they've been running all of these under caution, so they're able to save fuel, not really have to worry about it. So, yeah, again, run out of things to say. Mollahan, you're welcome for the $5. You should have bet more. You should have said, "No, I make it 10," because you're pretty spot on it. You said bet the farm. I would have bet my house too. So unfortunate for sure.
For those that are not currently looking at the chat, there was a friendly wager placed here between John Mollahan, who's tuned in, and Matthew Baker up here in the booth. It was a while ago, actually. John Mollahan said that he bets there will be 3 cautions. And then, of course, Baker comes back with that he thinks they would get to the white on that last restart. Well, as soon as they wrecked, safe to say, Baker here owes Mollahan a nice, cool $5 bill after we've gone into the third overtime here at Talladega. So we'll try this again. We're now at the point we're betting on when the next caution is going to come out. So now, again, it changes a little bit. So the protocol a little bit different now. Vickery is your leader. Miller is second. If the caution flag comes out again, the race is over. At the moment of caution, it's done. It's over with. Whoever leads at the moment of the caution flag is the winner of tonight's race. If not, then the race is official when we get back to the white flag, and we're going to run this thing out. We've reached the end of the rope for this race. This is the last chance to restart this one, and so we'll re-rack the field for you. Vickery is your leader. Miller is second. Brambilla third. Barnes fourth, and Thomas Parker is fifth. Ron Morris sixth. Logan York seventh. Zach Range eighth. Mark Vondell ninth. And Dustin Carruthers, who tore the front end off his truck about 20 minutes ago, is back in the 10th position with a clean race truck. At one point, a lap plus down, back on the lead lap, and back with a clean race truck. So expect him to potentially make some noise on this restart. Behind them, Christian Martinez 11th, Ryan Baste 12th, Aubrey Thompson 12th, Ryan Baste, again with no front end, is 13th. Joey Galati is 14th. William Schwindenhammer is 15th. Back to the rest of the cars on the lead lap. Tim White 16th, Nathan Rostasel 17th, Jack Hignite 18th, Jared Haynes 19th, Tucker McClendon in 20th, and Brock Westmoreland in 21st. Those are the remainder of the lead lap cars. And we've got more friendly wagers happening. This race needs to end. We're doing too much gambling here in the chat. As these guys are ready to go back green, and we've got money flying all over the table now as we get ready to go back under the green flag.
Kenny Stamper said he identifies as a medium dog now. He can't do this anymore.
A medium dog. All right. All right. Well, we're going back green in the Dega Pros medium dog series here, I guess, with 2 laps to go. Again, the final attempt at NASCAR overtime. Well, not even NASCAR overtime. Now I'm getting mixed up. I think it's a Sunday and not a Monday. Tyler Vickery, J.R. Miller on the front row. Can they close the deal for PGR and make it 3 straight wins? Again, if we get back to the white flag, mercifully, this race will be over. Green flag. Man, the field's rolling so fast into the restart zone. Green flag. I think we were going 100 when we took the green flag. Oh, no. Schwindenhammer's around in the back. Is this going to be the end of the race? Can he save it? He did. He did save it. And they're off to the races in 1. And PGR again will line up. But now Vickery gets hung out and Miller goes to the lead.
Miller to the bottom side. They're stacking up towards the middle. Going to give a huge run to Vickery on that outside line with Danny Barnes. They're going to have a lot of momentum. He does not need to jump to the bottom. He's got to protect middle here. Danny Barnes is going to get clear. Maybe Ron Morris is going to get clear. Oh, man, Morris jumps out of line. Barnes stays to the back bumper, though. Vickery goes down. What was that move? Logan York's going to get the back bumper of Danny Barnes. They're 3 wide. Oh, Vickery almost turned.
Oh, no.
Ron Morris saves it.
Danny Barnes to the lead. Can Danny Barnes get a win for Hyper Motorsports? Oh, man, look at the guy behind him. Are they going to make it to the white? Logan York to the outside. Now pins back to the back bumper. Up top, where did Dustin Carruthers come from all of a sudden? Now he's in the middle, and he's got to look at the victory. White flag, 1 lap to go. They're going to door each other headed for one. Here comes Carruthers.
Big push on the bottom side. Logan York giving a huge shot to Danny Barnes. Vickery right on his back bumper as well. Will Logan York go up in front of Carruthers when the momentum comes? I would think he would to go for this win. He needs to. Here comes the momentum, though. He stayed tucked to the back bumper. To the top side. Here comes Logan York. It's going to be a drag race when we get to turn 3.
Carruthers, does he play bridesmaid again? I can't imagine he would. Range looks middle. He looked to split. Carruthers shuts the door. Barnes is loose on the bumper of Vickery. Carruthers all over the place now on the back bumper of Logan York. You know he's going to go for it. Range goes for it himself. Can York throw in a lot of blocks? He's got to throw this truck around. Carruthers to the middle. No help. Range up top. They're going to wreck behind the leaders. And at the end of the line, Logan York steals away a victory and locks himself into the championship.
With a destroyed truck, got pushed all the way down to pit road, had to tow, took his fast repair, went a lap down, came back from a lucky dog to win the race. I mean, I can't believe it.
This guy is on a tear of all tears right now across all series. He's cashing almost every single night, and tonight he's another winner in the Little Guy Series, and again, he'll race for a championship. It'll be the 3rd straight season that Logan York makes an appearance in the championship race. He wins by, I don't even know how. I can't even begin to tell you. After a marathon race at Talladega, Logan York again is in victory lane. You can't say enough about the tear this guy's on. He's going to get to burn it down once again. He's going to start up here in the trial. Well, Danny Barnes is going to go with him. Oh, man. Ron Morris got through that to finish 3rd. We'll go back and analyze the finish. I mean, a lot happened there in the trial. Carruthers got hung out to dry and then got turned. I mean, they pounded the wall in the trial. We'll let him burn it down first. Logan York somehow, again with a very damaged truck, ends up in victory lane.
Sorry, I kind of fell asleep there. Yeah, great job by Logan York for sure. 10 cautions, not what we wanted to see, but I mean, you got enough for a highlight reel. I mean, so many wrecks, but great moves by him on that last lap. I think PGR just had some miscommunication. Whenever you saw Vickery go to that bottom side, I thought he should have stayed towards the middle, and they opened the door for Logan York, who's one of the best pushers, and definitely the best pusher in the Little Guy Series. Able to maneuver his way to the front, able to throw that block to the bottom side, and Danny Barnes is able to push him home for the victory.
Man, think Logan York wanted this win. He's still burning it down over here on the front stretch. He's been burning it down since he got back around here. This is a well-earned win for Logan York, who had about every obstacle you could possibly have. Let's go back. Let's look at the finish all the way home from the exit of turn number 4. Watch Carruthers. I mean, he gets split. Thompson goes to stay middle, but by then, I mean, this line is completely out of whack. There's nothing more that they can do because the momentum is gone, and by this point, now they start to wreck behind him. Look at Zach Range. Oh, Range got into the side of Carruthers and Thompson, sends Thompson sideways, sends Vickery sideways. Miller gets involved, and now watch as Carruthers and Range come together, and look at some of these hits into the outside wall. A fitting end to tonight's race. So we have trucks off the ground behind the leaders. Martinez, Morris, Vickery, Range. Look at Ron Morris. He was 9th coming off turn number 4 and ends up on the podium in 3rd. And barely beats Tyler Vickery back to the line for the podium spot. Oh my goodness. A fitting end to tonight's chaotic race. In the end, though, it was Logan York that comes away with a victory. Again, his 3rd straight season, making the championship race his 2nd straight with a victory. It's his 2nd career victory here on Monday nights. Logan York wins here at Talladega. It's Danny Barnes that finishes 2nd. Great run for him. for Hyper Motorsports. And Ron Morris, another good run for him. He'll maintain the points lead this week in the 3rd position. Tyler Vickery finishes 4th, Zach Range 5th, J.R. Miller 6th, Thomas Parker 7th, Aubrey Thompson in 8th, Joey Galati in 9th, and Dustin Carruthers rounds out the top 10.
11th, got Nathan Rossa still, Tucker McClendon in 12th, Mark Vondell 13th, 14th, Jared Haynes, William Schwindenhammer in 15th, Tim White in 16th. Great run for him, just a little bit unfortunate on the back end. Ryan Basin 17th, Brock Westmoreland in 18th, and as I say that, my iRacing crashed, so you might want to keep going.
Christian Martinez in 19th, Nash Brambilla 20th, Jag Ignite 21st, Trevor Osmond 22nd, Mitch Regatas in 23rd, Jacob Fears 24th, Richard Elliott 25th, Kenneth Stamper in 26th, Michael Menchaca 27th, Michael Clay 28th, Wesley Lynch 29th, and Heath Job in 30th. Mark Math 31st, David Sheets 32nd, and that will round out what was a battered, bruised, and very damaged field here tonight from Talladega. Stay with us, stay tuned. We're going to go grab your top 3 for some early morning post-race interviews here on PGR eSports. Stay with us. We'll be right back from Talladega. Back live from the post-race show at Talladega Super Speedway. We'll begin our post-race interviews with the man on the first step of the podium, the third-place finisher. Somehow he was 9th off turn 4. He finishes 3rd. That's Ron Morris Jr. Matthew Baker stands by.
Hey, Ron, it's Matt and Dawson up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. How's it going?
Well, I'm ready to go to sleep. I'm sure you are too. 1 a.m. here. We got a race to put on here a little bit later tonight for the Tuesday Night Thunder. But talk to me about this little guys race that you ran tonight. Has to be one of the craziest races you've ever been a part of.
Man, that was rough. That was a matter of just surviving, man. I got in a bunch of wrecks and kind of saved my fast repair to the end. Thankfully, because I had to use my fast repair on that last pit stop. Used my fast repair, got 4 tires, got fuel, so I was sitting good with fuel. I know a lot of those guys were close, but the car was good there at the end, but couldn't get past anybody. Just kind of got lucky on that last one. Well, I got up there and got behind Tyler, and I was a little high, hit him a little offset. Thankfully, it didn't wreck him and knock me down the apron. And I said, hey, I'm gonna check up. I'm gonna get back in line. I still got a chance to at least get in the money. So, and then when that last wreck happened, I just kind of had to close my eyes and drive through that. But hey, it worked out.
Worked
good
out.
points night.
Yeah.
Good points night.
Yeah, definitely a good points night. Didn't lock yourself in, but you run up front in these next 5 races, you're gonna lock yourself into the championship race no matter what. We know you run great here for sure. Anyone you like to thank or shout out?
I appreciate you guys for broadcasting. Gives me something to do when I got a long break at school. I can sit and watch the broadcast. And award for putting these on, man. These are a lot of fun. I enjoy them. It does kind of suck. I got 8 o'clock classes this semester, so I'll be up about 5:30 in the morning. So it's gonna be a rough one.
Yeah,
but
It's going to be a rough one indeed, but when you watch back this broadcast, make sure you open up the chat. There was some funny comments. I lost $5 to Malahan because I
heard.
to make it to that rewind. We didn't, but
yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Thanks for talking to us, Ron. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, see you guys tomorrow night. Hey, have a good one.
Ron Morris Jr., the 3rd-place finisher. Unfortunately, don't see Danny Barnes hanging around anywhere. Probably had to jump off here. It's very early in the morning on Tuesday, at least here on the East Coast. So we'll move now to the man who finished on the point tonight, a 2-time winner now in this series. And as I understand it, a man with a very damaged truck that somehow got back to victory lane, and that is Logan York in the 0-1. Logan, it's the boys in the booth. You get a copy.
Yeah, I got you, Dawson.
Well, I have to ask. Baker said you had a lot of damage, had to come back from towing in this race. Number one, take me through your night. Coming back from towing, you end up in victory lane. Take me through the roller coaster of a night for you.
Yeah, it was pretty. I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty bad race. That was man. First of all, I feel bad for the infield care center staff. They have their hands full tonight. A lot of a lot of stupid restarts. That was probably some of the worst restarts I've ever seen in a race, like ever. Like every single restart was miserable. I got damage at pretty much every restart. And then I also got a lot of damage from people not hitting their brakes. Got damaged from that one wreck where me, Range, and Trevor got taken out. And then I had to tow after that. What's it called? I tried to have someone push me to the pits, but some reason ended up before the pit entry, so I wasn't able to do that. And for some reason, I had to tow 2.5 minutes from the start of pit road to my pit box. So I don't think I'm ever qualifying ever again in my life. That's over with. And then, yeah, I had to tow, and then I had to use my fast repair eventually. So, yeah, I don't think I have any damage right now with that current truck, but yeah, that was very up, down, and up night.
Well, the most important part is that it ended up, and you're back in the championship race. This is the third time you're going to have a chance at it. And I asked Brock this last week. Now, are you going to change the way you race at all? Are you going to keep going for it? Obviously, you're locked in now. You kick your feet up on the desk. Does that make you more aggressive here as we get closer to the championship race, now knowing you have nothing to lose?
Yeah, more aggressive. I don't know if we can deal with any more cautions, Dawson. I don't think I can do that.
I don't think you guys could have had more cautions.
My faint little heart can't take that. So I believe I will be doing the same thing I normally do and crossing my fingers.
Well, nonetheless, you're in victory lane tonight and back in the championship race, the second guy to lock in. Before we let you go and enjoy it and celebrate and probably go to sleep like most of us are about to, is there anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
I want to thank John Ward for putting the show on. I want to thank the drivers for coming to the racetrack. Don't take that out of context, by the way. I want to thank everyone that watches this race. I want to thank PGR eSports for betting against me on in the chat. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, congratulations on the victory tonight and locking your way into the championship race. We will see you again next week. Go enjoy it. Go celebrate. We will talk to you soon.
If you want to celebrate with me at Pub Party afterwards?
I might have to take you up on that. We'll see.
Okay, bye.
Logan York in the 0-1. Oh. Chaos ensuing here late. We are going to get to talk to the second place driver, man. We are having a ball up here. But nonetheless, we are going to get to talk to the second place driver, it looks like, for a moment. Danny Barnes of Hyper Motorsports. Heck of a second place finish. Danny, you got us up here in the booth.
Hey, what's going on? Sorry, guys, I jumped out to get ready to go to bed.
Oh, no worries at all. Completely would have understood, as it is now pushing 1:30 here in the Eastern time zone anyway. But nonetheless, man, a great run really all night. We saw you go up, down, up, down. I mean, everybody went up, down, up, down, up, down all race. But in the end, a chaotic run to the end. You get through the wreck. It's a second place finish, man. What a great day for you. Take us through it.
It was just chaos. The whole thing was chaos. I've never been nothing like that ever. That was the craziest race I've been in a long time. And I was just trying to survive.
Well, you did just that. And coming into tonight, you're down 12th, 13th in points. This is certainly going to be a big boost for you. A lot of guys ahead of you had some rough going here tonight, so gain a lot of points. This is a great points night. What does this do for your momentum here going forward in this series?
I hope I can just keep it going because I'm going to miss at least 1 week being on vacation. So, hopefully you can keep me up there where I can just get into the final one. That's the goal.
We certainly look forward to you keeping up the momentum. Before we let you go, enjoy this second place finish, and again, probably go to sleep like most of us are about to.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody you'd like to thank or shout out here before we let you go?
I just thank John for keeping me on the team, my wife for letting me do this crazy hours of the night, and all my teammates. Heath, I know he had a horrible night, and I feel bad for him. Hopefully he'll come back next week and have a good run. So, all those guys, all the guys at work that watch the broadcast, I just appreciate everybody. And you guys, too, for putting on. We rewatch the broadcast every morning at work.
Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate you for talking to us. Congratulations on a great run and what was a chaotic night at Talladega. Go enjoy it. Go celebrate. We will talk to you soon.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Danny Barnes in the 7, your second place finisher tonight at Talladega. And that is finally going to do it. I know, again, we went off the rails a little bit here at the end, but it still was a chaotic, crazy race. Saw all kinds of different storylines, all kinds of different comers and goers again throughout the course of the night. But that's kind of what happens at some of these Talladega races. And in the end, I mean, Logan York, you can't say enough about the tear he's on right now. He's back in victory lane again. What a tear he's been on in terms of placing in the money, getting these money positions. Man, he's on a really incredible about month and a half tear now, where he's been on the podium in victory lane a lot, and he gets it done again tonight in a wild race here from Talladega.
Wild race for sure. I'm ready for bed so I can get ready for later tonight when we go back to racing again in the Xfinity cars at Daytona.
That race, by the way, is set to go green in about 21 hours from now. So not a lot of recovery time for these guys that are going to be there again tomorrow. We'll be there again tomorrow with you as well. We'll have the call for you on PGR eSports, like Baker said. Gen 6 this week on Thursday, and then some stuff coming up after that. I know perhaps some impromptu broadcasts during the week. I know Mike's been jumping on the call for some McCullough races, some Dega Pros races. So keep your eye out on PGR eSports for those races. Other than that, we'll be back on Monday next week for another edition of this series. We'll see if this one, next one, is chaotic as this one. But other than that, thank you so much for coming out, watching, and spending the last, by the way, 2 hours with us here on the PGR Esports Network. We appreciate you so much. Seriously, thank you for coming out. Everybody,